So here's the fun thing. We're going to start off today's review a little bit differently in the fact that I'm going to tell you a story. Are you ready for this?
Yay.
So this story has a reason why I'm telling you, and then we'll figure out what that reason is. So once upon a time... Now, by the way, I am the world's best storyteller, so that you're in for a treat.
I'll just see if you're better than my dad.
Well, I don't know if I'm that good, but we'll see. Okay, once upon a time, there was a bear. And there's a bear, and his name was Bruno. And whenever Bruno went out in the morning, he would take his breakfast, and he'd get on his fighting clothes, red striped shirt and blue striped pants, and he'd go into the ring. You see, Bruno was not your average bear. He was a fighting champion. And every single time that he would get up, he would go into the forest, and all the animals will hold that fighting championship, and they would fight. Bears fighting bunnies. Rabbits fighting fish. I can't even explain how complicated that was. And all sorts of stuff happened. So they're fighting each other a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Now, who do you think always won those champions? Or those championships? Bruno, right? Yeah, because why?
Because he's the biggest.
Because he's huge. He's got claws the size of my face. He's got a special outfit, and it's not even fair, right? And you know what? People kind of got irritated after a while. Bruno wins again. He's always beating us up. He's always winning all the championships and winning all the prizes. It's not even fair. Well, once upon a time, Bruno got up, and he went to the ring, and he was going to fight some people today, and he looked at the list he was going to fight today, and he saw a strange name. And you know what was the name on that list? Gerald. That was a name. He goes, "Who's Gerald?"
Like one of my books.
Yeah, he goes, "Who's Gerald? I've never heard of Gerald." And then, "Excuse me, sir." What? And he heard a buzzing behind him. He turned around. My name is Gerald. I'm a fly."
I thought it was a bee.
Nope, it's a fly. And there's just a little fly. A fly? I'm not fighting a fly. Do you know what I'm gonna do to you, fly? I'm gonna knock you down. I'm gonna swat you like the pest that you are. And Joe goes, "We'll see about that." And so Bruno beats up everybody else, right? And he gets to the last fight of the day, and they're getting in the ring. "All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your paws together for Gerald and Bruno." Woo! And you know what Bruno does? He doesn't cheer. He goes, he's ready.
Wow, you're surprisingly good at that.
He's ready.
You're almost better at that than I am at purring.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, that is good. That is pretty good. So he's ready. And Gerald, he just smiles.
I can't hear you. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So Gerald zooms in, bites him right in the arm. Ah! And he swats, but he misses.
I didn't know flies bited.
Well, this fly does. And then Bruno goes, "Where are you, fly? Get close." Right? And he claws at him, and Gerald zzz out of the way and bites him in the other. Ow! Ow!
That sounds like a character I know.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
I might be playing.
And he does it again. Ow! On my leg. Ow! On my other leg. And he keeps biting and zipping, and Bruno keeps swinging his arms and the claws and the paws, and he can't get him. He can't hit him. He's too fast. Now, let me tell you something. If Bruno swatted Gerald even once, he'd put him right to sleep, wouldn't he? Right into the grass, and he'd win. But that's the thing. They couldn't get him. He couldn't catch Gerald. Again and again, bite left, bite leg, nip the back of his arm, itching and scratching. His arms are aching and hurting. He's got little bite red marks, right? You've been bit by a mosquito before, little welts like that. And again, and 100 and a dozen. And then after 30 minutes, Bruno goes, "All right, I've had enough. No more. I give up. Fine, you win."
Just leave me alone. Go away.
And guess who won? Guess who got to wear the championship fighting belt that Gerald did? Yeah, that's right. Gerald did. And he couldn't put the belt on. It was way too big. But he earned it. Now, how did he
just wrapped it around himself?
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, he had somebody else carry it for him. So anyway, he wins the championship. Now, how did he win that? What was his strategy? What did he do differently?
He was fast.
Mm-hmm. And he was quick, right? And Bruno, if he'd even touched him, he would have broken him into two pieces, right? Mm-hmm. But Gerald never let him get there. Gerald never let him get close, and he was too fast, and he was too quick, and he was sting. And he had to be fast, because if he made a mistake, he's going to die.
I don't know who the bear is, but I know what the fly is.
Mm-hmm. Now you tell me what the fly is.
Tracer.
Tracer. We'll even draw it on your little cue. You see? There's your little fly, right?
Tracer.
This is Bruno right here. The whole enemy team is Bruno. The Creed, the May, Diva, they might be fast, but none of them can catch up with you. None of them will be able to chase you. Not even a Lucio will be able to go out and chase you, right? And so...
Maybe if I stop blinking and I stop using my ability. Yeah,
maybe, but Gerald should never stop. Gerald should always be fast. Excuse me. So let's think about then, as a tracer, if this is, let's say this is the enemy team. Let's draw as a big red circle, and they're all clumped up and they're fighting your team, right? We'll draw some arrows, and this is your team, and you guys are fighting each other. Rah, rah. Where should you be? Should you be with your team right here, like in Anna? Yes. Now, why do you think that is? Because what are you going to do if you're back here shooting them in the back or shooting them right in the bottom? What are they going to have to do?
Turn around. Are they either going to turn around or ignore me? If they ignore me, I'll just kill them all. And if they turn around, my team's just going to kill them all.
Now, because when they turn around, they're probably not going to kill you if you're smart. And if the Moira turns around, she's not healing her team. If the Lucio and the Diva turn around, well, then your team has one extra person to beat them up. They've only got 4. Your team has 5. And as long as you survive and don't die, you'll keep harassing like that little fly. But you just can't let them get to you because remember, like the fly, you make one mistake and what happens?
You die.
You're dead, right? And if we draw the enemy team or the fight like this, you should be on the outside looking in. You need to be shooting in. You don't want to get into the middle, right? There's people swinging arms, flailing, dust in the sky, punches and explosions, right? If you even take even they might not even try and shoot you, but if you get shot even a little bit, you're going to die. You're really, really squishy, right? And then also, if you can, you want to be in the back line. So if this is kind of more of your team on this side and a little bit more of the enemy team on this side, then you want to be on the blue. You want to be back here. But you still want to be on the outside. You don't want to get in the middle. So today, we're not going to talk about blinks, pulse bomb, aim. We're not going to talk about anything. We'll talk a little bit about it, but we're going to focus just on your positioning, making sure you're on the outside looking in so you don't get caught in the scuffle and that you are on the back line. Now, let's think about this map. There's 2 different ways that you can go because you know that there's a fight that might happen on point or there's a fight that might happen here. So we got to think about how we need to do to get to position here because we want to get into the back line as fast as we can, yeah? So you can either go this way, wrap around behind, or you could go this way, right? And you wrap around all the way behind, right? Now, which one do you think that you're going here?
Probably over here. Caused the blinks that way. It's just a guess.
Yeah.
What's my blinks? I use those to get over there, so it's probably.
Yeah. So what you're doing here is you're here, and then you go doink, and then you're still holding onto your blinks. So look at your position here. What's wrong with what's going on right now? So first off, you went like this, and then you went all the way back over this way, right? So it's taking you a long time, and the enemy team is already on point, and you're not even on their backline yet. So that's a problem. And the second problem is that you're holding onto blinks. Like you want to enter fights with as many blinks as possible, right? However, you need to get there first, don't you? You need to get there first so you can get in that position. You're too slow. Okay. So like right now, what is the problem with what we're seeing right now? They're in front of us, aren't they? We need to be. We should have already been where our Symmetra is, or even further back. We should have already been.
Why is our Symmetra back like?
I think she's trying to sneak up on them. Yeah. So we can go up top here. So what I want you to do is I want you to drop and I want you to grab a health pack, and then we can go from there. Right? Okay.
What do I do?
You don't drop, get the health back. Cinder. We are gonna have a talk about this. This is not Backline. I can imagine you going with Mama to get some groceries, right? And you go into the store and you get your food and your drinks and things like that. And your mom says, "All right, go put the bags in the back of the car." And you go to the front of your car and you open up the hood and there's the engine. And you're throwing the bags into the engine. And your mom's like, "No, what are you doing, Cinder? That's the front." Oh. I thought it was the back. And then, there's smoke and fumes and bananas are getting torn to bits and the car explodes and you go flying. Oh, that all makes sense now. Now, where should you be? You gotta be here. Maybe you're here. Maybe you could even go in high ground and shoot down on them. You could be over here, over there, right? But all of that is on the outside, right? It's on the outside and on their back line, right? So not only are you kind of in the middle of the fight, but you are also looking straight at them. And if you want to play like this, you should be on a McCree or something, not on a Tracer. Tracer's got to be the fly, right? Righto. Right. And like, look at that. Look how close you are. You see how, like, do you see how you're in the middle of all this stuff? You see how scary this is? And this is because instead of going this way and going to the back line, you went right into the enemy team and then went to their back line. You don't do it that way. You got to go around them to get their back line, right? You can't be sneaky this way. So you got to be sneaky. This isn't sneaky at all. And because you're not sneaky and because you're in the middle of the enemy team, did you even see them at Cree?
I didn't even know they had one.
You didn't even know they had one. And why was that? Because you weren't on their what?
Backline?
You couldn't see everything. You couldn't see everything because you were smack dab in the middle of it. You were right in the middle, right? This is, you know...
Fighting a big robotic monster.
Exactly, and with a nasty cowboy shooting you in the back, right? So this is no good. So let's pause right here. What's good about this? Because we're gonna mess up, but yeah, you're on the back line. You're putting pressure, point pressure, right? So they're gonna fall back, and they're gonna have to contest you. And if one or two people or even three people come and contest you, is that okay?
Yeah.
Why? Because what is your team gonna do?
Turn around and shoot them.
Probably gonna win the fight, right? Because it'll be a 5 versus 3. Because 3 of their enemy team are coming after the 1 of your team, right? So the big thing here is that number 1, you have to stay in the back line, don't get in the middle, but you also have to survive. You also don't want to die here. So even if you manage to get a little damage and then you die, that's not worth it. You need to give your team to stay alive, and remember that fly doesn't want to die. You got to keep staying alive. So let's see what we got here. He reloads, so he messes up. Okay. So where should you probably be going?
Back.
You could go back. You could go to your right. You could go around left. You have to find a way to get out. You don't run back into the middle of the what?
Team.
You don't run back in the middle of the fight, first off. Yeah? Because even if your team is over here, you don't want to be near your team. Because where your team is where the enemy team is. And there's a big brawler swinging hammers, Sigma throwing explosions, and Warrior orbs, and Lucio spam, and Ryan swinging a hammer, and May freezing stuff, and walls, and Diva. And right, you want to stay away from that. Outside in, right? Right, gonna do other pulse bomb here. Yeah, look at that. That poor monkey! He's like, I see me a juicy little fly. Let me give that thing a swat. Let me give it a swat. Alright, we gotta watch this in slow motion. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to watch this in slow motion. This is just too funny. Alright, I'm gonna put the settings and alright, here we go. Alright. Playback speed 0.25 was. Turn down the audio so it's not that awful slow motion sound. Hey there, little diva. How does this feel? Stick, blink out. Monkey's like, oh, ow.
I thought I killed the diva.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Why is the diva still?
Well, you'll still get her because she's pretty low right now, so she'll probably die. Nice job. Good stick. No, actually, nice.
Nice.
That's probably the worst smack you've ever done. I'm 100% sure that is the worst smack I might have ever heard. I'm pretty sure I have heard little babies, wah, wah, you know, they move their arms and legs. Like, they smacked better than that.
Well, yeah, that's because they cry. It sounds like they're smacking noise.
Well, I'm not talking about the crying. I'm talking about the smacking. They've got these little tiny little baby muscles, and they can smack better than you. Come on, Cinder. Come on.
I have a large mouse pad, people.
Well, okay. What do you think I'm smacking? Do you think I've got like a big like metal plate that I'm smacking? I've got a mouse pad too. Listen. That's a mouse pad, and it still sounds better than yours. Come here. Oh my gosh. Oh,
my
just
thing
weird.
is made out of wood.
Just off. Just give up. It's awful. That's awful. I don't know. What if let's think about it this way. So I like your idea to put point pressure, but where would be a better place to put point pressure? Because remember the rule. The rule is backline, right? The rule is backline. You don't want to be in the middle of the enemy fight, or team fight, rather. Keep going here. You use your own fingers. You click on the color. You click on it somewhere in the screen. Where could you apply point pressure to be more safe?
The side.
Yeah, way over there. I mean, what about even like right over here? You know? Because think about that. Like, if you apply point pressure here, Are you gonna be more in the back line?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to go that way or up there or that way? I think so. Because yeah, you can do this.
Or
You
just get angry and jump off the map.
yeah, you could do that. Yeah. You could go this way if you're here, but again, why don't you want to go this way exactly?
Because I'm still coming from the same location.
Yeah, you're coming from your front line again. You need to be on their back line. You can live basically on their back line. Not very many heroes can do that. Tracer can. You can get health packs. You don't even need healing from your team. So I want you more as close as you can to the back line. See, now you're in the... Whoa, this is okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. Back line. Oh, careful. Don't get too close. Oh, blue. Too close. Yeah, so just a little too close in the middle of the enemy team. Okay? Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Now, think about it this way. Are you going to do a lot more damage when you're really, really close to the enemy?
Yes.
Yeah, but you can't do any damage when you're dead, can you?
No.
So you want to think of it this way. If we were to draw like a little chart here, this is you, okay? You want to be kind of close to the enemy team, but not too close, okay? You don't want to be a million miles away. Like, you see where the monkey is right now? You don't want to be this far away from that monkey unless you have to. But let me put it this way. This is okay. We'll give that a green check mark, okay? But what you don't want to be is you don't want to be way too close. Because if you're way too close as Tracer, then not only are you more likely to get hit by damage, just random damage, but it's hard for you to see. And you're closer to the middle of the team, right? You're closer to the middle of the enemy team.
A million miles away. Yeah.
Now, what are we doing right now? You tell me.
Going around the back line.
Is this the correct move?
I guess.
Yeah, it is. I would say you could even use you would try and save your last blink, but you can use a couple of blinks to get back here faster. Like right now, you could already be in their backline if you'd used all your blinks. So when you're shooting the enemy team, it doesn't always have to be, the backline doesn't have to be like way back here, right? Sometimes backline can be like here or here. It just has to be at a different angle, right? A different area. So this is fine. This is fine though. Like, I like that you're going to the backline. Now let's think about this. What's gonna happen if you start shooting this McCree?
He's gonna turn around. Stun me.
So
That's
how?
why
So
I
how?
have my recall. I'm gonna try to waste his stun so I can kill him.
So here's a little trick against McCree. You can start to shoot him. You can do what you shouldn't normally do. You should shoot here, blink in, and then immediately blink out. Immediately shoot, blink, then blink out. And what you'll do is he'll turn around and flashbang, and he'll miss it. So you don't even need to use your recall. Right? Where are you?
In the middle of their team.
Remember the chart we did earlier? Remember the chart where we said how far away you had to be? Is this too close or too far?
Too close.
I mean, you couldn't be any closer. You're like on top of them. You're like a backpack. You just hop on top of the motor and be like, let's go. Let's like a piggyback ride. I mean, what's going on here? Like you're like studying the diva gun. I can see if I can read any letters on there. Like, how could you? You cannot be this close? Cannot be this close, because the thing is, not only are you more in danger, right? Is it easy to shoot targets that are this close? No, because what's gonna happen? You can't even see anything. You're like, Like, you see how hard that was? So it was like you were so close. It was actually harder to shoot stuff, right?
She was healing me. She tried to heal me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you're full up. I'll just go.
Yeah, she thought, wait, the enemy. Oh, this is the friendly tracer, because there's no reason an enemy tracer would be this close. Wait a second, right? So you got way too close.
You want some healing? You want some healing?
Yeah.
Here's some orange juice.
Exactly.
Take your orange
Here. She's just blowing the orange juice on you, right? Do you see how it was easier for you to shoot the Moira when you were this far away? So let's look at this again.
This far away?
There's no reason to ever be closer than this. Right? Because you can do just...
I think I ruined the arrow.
That's okay. But do you see this? Do you see how easy it was for you to shoot this, like, this far away? Do you think this is perfect?
Yes.
Yeah, this is perfect. You are on the back line, and you're at a perfect distance away. And you are not in the middle of the enemy team. This is the distance which I want you to hit every single time. Never any closer, never any farther away. Most of the time. Okay? That's what you're trying to get all the time. All right, so do you want to start shooting them really yet?
No.
Not really. You want to you want to let them come in. So what you can do is you can go, okay, where are they going to go? They're going to come this way, and they're going to fight on point. So you could hide. You can hide.
Right
You could hide here. Mm-hmm. You can hide over in this room here. Yeah.
Keep hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they engage.
Yeah.
I think
that's you attacking them. That's the noise. Right?
I'm still going.
What is that? It's like a confused spider. I don't know how to make a spider web. Let me just try this. Oh my goodness. So you're on the front line now, and you just aren't doing very much damage, and you're not distracting anybody like that little fly did. Remember? Not doing a very good job at all. Like, you would be doing a lot more damage right now if you're on McCree. But so we're not playing McCree. We're a Tracer player. We're the fast, quick McCree. Yeah, I don't know either. She's like, oh! She sees you. She's terrified. See? That's a scared face, right? So you need to be on their what?
Backline?
Not on your front line. You're out of position. You did it on the first fight. Why aren't you doing it now? Like, look at this. Look at how little damage you're doing, right? Terrible damage. And you can't get closer because you're going to get killed, right? And you can't get, because they're all looking this way. But if you could get closer if you were on their back, if you were being sneaky, right? Come on, little fly. Let's go. What do you think about this?
Good.
Yeah.
Check mark.
Yeah. That's you have a bad square. You also have a bad check mark. I don't know why I'm surprised. I shouldn't be.
I'm accused.
Yeah, bad spider web too. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so either way, what is good about this? So let's just not say it's good. Let's say, why is this good?
Because I am the perfect. I'm the perfect distance.
Perfect distance. You are in the perfect position. You are on their backline, and you are not in the middle of the enemy.
Team.
What? Mm-hmm. And so you are doing perfectly, right? Let's see what happens. A little too close. A little too close.
Get away from me.
Careful. Careful. Stick it. Aw. Okay. It's okay. Run out and get help. Run out and get help. Careful. Careful. You don't want to be in the middle of the enemy team. So think about this way. Think about this. Let's think about this again. You demech the diva, right? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you are going to need to get a health pack, where should you be running? Should you be running into the middle of the fight? Or should you be running this way? Or should you be running this way?
This way.
Mm-hmm. Any of this. Or this way, right? Not into the middle of the point. Don't worry about your healers. If you're a Tracer, you shouldn't really you don't want your team to be healing you very much. You get health packs instead. Because for your team to heal you, that means that you have to run into the middle of the fight. And you don't want to do that, right? Now, where should we be? We shouldn't.
Secret trampoline. We found the secret trampoline. Stop.
Yeah, the secret trampoline, but the secret trampoline is useless. This is not an amusement park. Do you see the X's? That's where you should be, yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Instead, we have to use blinks to get into the back line, and because we weren't already there, we didn't even see the diva. Do you see how that was a problem? Because you weren't already there, you didn't even know the diva was there. And so you're like, oh, I'm gonna get in their back line. But then the diva's like, hello there, little fly. Right? And then you were in trouble. So if you're already here and you're waiting, you'll be able to see the diva, and you'll like wait for the diva to go, and then you'll go in. Okay? So, middle of the fight, is that good or bad? Is this good or bad?
You don't want to be in the middle.
Exactly. You need to be where? Exactly where?
In the back.
Why?
Because so you're safe.
Yes. You have to be safe, and you can do damage, and you turn around, and you can run away. Do not be in the middle of the fight and hide in the backline, wait till the fight starts, and then kill them. How close you were, right?
Yeah, like this close.
Mm-hmm. Not too close. Because if you get too close, they will more likely kill you, and it's even harder for you to shoot. So you want to be at the perfect position in the backline, burning them down. Yeah? What is your animal? Your Tracer. What is your animal?
Fly.
And why is that? Why are we saying fly? Why? It's not just a silly story.
Are fast.
Mm-hmm. And they can't beat you up, but because they're fast, because they can survive a long time, they will eventually whittle you down. But if you make one mistake, if you get too close or you're trying to punch them, you're going to get swatted, aren't you?
Dress.
Okay.
So just,
Wait, a dress? How is a spider supposed to wear a dress?
I don't
Is this going to be a dress with 8 armholes?
I don't.
How's that gonna work? How many? That poor dressmaker. All right, how many holes are we gonna make this dress? 1 for the legs and 2 for the arms. No. Well, how many would that be, sir? 8. What? What? Well, you see, ma'am, it's for a spider. I'm making a dress for a spider. Yeah.